Welcome back, everybody. It is episode 11 of CGL's Breakdown Podcast. I'm your host, Witty, joined once again by the man, Mr. Skate Action. Skate, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing fantastic today. How are you doing, man? I tell you what, I had some breakfast, got me some coffee going. I'm ready to knock this thing out.
Yeah, same. We're doing it bright and early. Seems like both of us have some good things on the horizon today, so we're recording a little bit earlier than normal. We are early birds, though, so
yeah, you wouldn't know it by you wouldn't know it by watching the VOD, but yeah, it's really early. This is a 9 a.m. Eastern recording, so
we're kicking off our Sunday morning the right way and going on to bigger and better things. Skate, you're doing the Apex event that I'm going to imagine will be done by the time this airs on YouTube.
God, I would hope so, and hopefully we have a winner by then too. I'm not sure we ever found a winner for the last Apex event. I think we just called it a draw and moved on.
We just said, "All right, there it is. Take it and leave."
Yep, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, right. Thanks for signing up. We'll tell you someday that you won or you lost. It doesn't matter. We do have a few things to talk about today. We're at the tail end of the Xbox finals for our multi-tier tournament. Yesterday we had our first ever Rocket League event. We do have the Apex event today, and it'll end how it normally does with us just babbling. Especially now because the NBA schedules got released.
I'm fighting a fly. I just want everybody to know. For those on the video and maybe hear me punch my mic, there is a fly that will not stop. I didn't mean to sidetrack you, Witty, but I had to address it.
You're good. Skate was very close to killing it prior to us going live. He was very close.
The finger.
So hopefully in this hour, we see Skate kill the fly, and we will give you live play-by-play and breaking news when that happens, if it happens.
Yes, we need a breaking news alert.
But if we dive right into it, we are in the midst of the multi-tier tournament finals for Xbox Week. Today's the last day. It is Sunday. As you know, the CGO weeks are Monday through Sunday. And we've had a couple. Some of the games have been freaking awesome. I know especially that Flying Gorillas game in Tier 5 and the Crazy 88s game in Tier 4 were bonkers. Apollo came out strong in Tier 1 and got a tough win, and I did get to peek in on a couple of the EU games while I was working this week. But playoff Overwatch is always the best, and as we get ready to move on to PS4 next week, Xbox Finals, Skate. I know you did one on Friday at least.
I did a few of these. I did 2 or 3.
You did,
3 finals. I can't even remember now how many I did. I know I did Tier 6 obviously on Friday, which was a bit of a spectacle as I swat at flies again. Yeah, we had Sultan on the production and Corbeck on the comms with me, and I thought it was a great broadcast. Corbeck and I were loving the action we were seeing and doing our best with what ended up being a 4-0 just landslide, as it were. Supernova showing up late. You see the clips on your screen, but Supernova a little late finally getting some points and getting some momentum on Rialto, but it wasn't enough as they were already in a 3-0 deficit, and there's not a lot you can do there. I did cast the Tier 3 EU final as well, as I was off of work Wednesday, so I did have that one. And I forgot to note which teams that was. We had so many teams flying back and forth. I'm surprised I can keep them back. I wouldn't have remembered Supernova played in this game if I wasn't staring at the clip right now. To put it in perspective, I think we did 10 finals in 5 days, essentially, is what it ended up being, along with 4 division final games. So that was 14 games in 5 days that we had to cover. Unfortunately, one of those games did have to be a forfeit due to folks not being able to be there. But I tell you what, I thought the schedule actually ended up working out as a positive. Yep. We had a lot of kickback from people about forcing people to play on certain days, but still allowing them to pick the times. But when you look at it in a nutshell, 13 out of 14 games in those 5 days got played and got streamed. Like, that's That's
Yep,
nothing to shake a
that's
stick at
impressive.
there. As it were, like
No.
that's pretty good. Everybody was able to get it done, and we were able to get everything broadcast. The stream team themselves, I want to give a special shout out to the stream team. I would name
Those boys and
everybody
girls
that's
deserve credit, man.
yeah, I would name everybody that's on there, but there'd be too many names to put out there, and I'm not sure I'd remember them all off the top of my head if I'm being honest, because there's that many moving parts. But Headrammer had initially decided that he was going to try and coordinate this and help a lot with the production, but as a lot of you know, he got very ill, and we still really haven't been hearing from him. I hope he's doing okay. Yep. He seems to be responding in some of the staff stuff, so he is still around. I hope he's on the mend and we get him back soon, but the rest of the stream team stepped up in his absence to try and get everything covered. It was a valiant effort by all of them. There was a lot of coordination from people that really hadn't been a part of things all year long, trying to get a producer slot, a caster spot, a hot lobby host, all that stuff that we needed, and it ended up turning out really well. And I think the tier 3 final on Bullskunk's channel peaked at around 200 viewers too, which was the biggest turnout of any of the events we've had all year. For Overwatch, I should say.
Absolutely bonkers. Just checking that one out and seeing the viewer count keep rising. I do want to second your praises of the stream team. They did absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, like, I was a little weary of even separating the weeks for the consoles at first, and picking the dates too. But realistically, like, thinking about it as you were talking about it, when you actually know, like, hey, we need to play on this day, that allows you to kind of schedule your real life events around that day to make sure you can play. So, hey, we know in sports or work or anything, hey, you have to be here at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to make it. And you know what? 13 out of 14 in 1 week. That's incredible stuff right there. And that game that was a forfeit, like, it was late in the day where real life stuff came up and they had to back out.
Yeah.
Like,
so
every
it should
team
have
was
been played.
Yep, it should have been. We should have had 100% across the board. It's just a shout out to the captains too. They did a good job making sure that they'd have enough players to play, and playoff Overwatch is always special. No matter if you love the game and now don't like it, or used to play a lot and now don't. Anytime you see playoff Overwatch like that, it's crazy. And I was watching Friday night, watching the 4-0 and still being thoroughly entertained by that. So even at that top tier, you're getting a 4-0. Just the entertainment value is still there. So everyone played well, and congratulations to all the teams that won. And we're going to have another good week with PS4 heading up here. So MTT winding down, and you're seeing the best action that you can to end this tournament on a high note. So good luck to all the PS4 teams, and congratulations to everyone who won in Xbox. Hats off to another tremendous tournament.
Yeah, as a side note, none of the VODs have been posted yet. I'm working to get all the VODs on the CGL YouTube channel so that you guys can go back and watch any of those that you may have missed, because I'm sure you missed quite a few of them, as I know I did. So I really only got to check out like 2 other than the ones I cast. So, yeah. Working on getting those uploaded. I just have to do like some editing of a few places in a handful of videos and chopping out like intermission breaks, so you don't have to worry about those on the VOD. But after that, we'll get them uploaded. They should be up there by the end of the week. Make sure you just go and subscribe to the CGL YouTube channel, and you will get the alerts, the push notifications when that comes through, as long as you have that enabled, and it'll let you know, hey, this is live now. I know, because I always forget about it. I'm like, hey, look, I posted a video on oh, yeah, I did. I posted this one. Like, I even forget. I'm the one posting the
push
videos.
Notifications are great.
Yeah, they're great. They make you, when you forget what you already did.
Yeah, right. They're the reminder of what you already did. So definitely check out, just subscribe to that channel, get the push notifications on, and hey, all those VODs will be up there soon enough. And then soon enough after that, the PS4 ones will be up there. And just a reminder to our Overwatch community, the GOATS tournament is sometime in July. So be on the lookout in the Overwatch Discord server for more and updated information on that. And hey, that'll be fun. GOATS is great. Again, second week in a row, I do want to say that I placed Diamond in Open Queue competitive play, and
So if
now
anybody
I
needs
am
a
the
tank.
best Overwatch player ever. So if you want a Reinhardt, come holler at me. I'm a Diamond. Come on now.
If you need an Orisa, I'm available.
Yeah, true. Oh man, I hope we do another long extra life so we can get some crazy
Skate Orisa.
Skate Rissa. I'll get back on the Witty fist.
There we go.
Carrying.
I don't know how to play this character.
Oh God, that was last year's, right? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was last
good.
year's. Oh, we gotta plan for that coming up because we got a couple months here before we got to do that again.
Yeah, yes, that's true. It's normally our August event. It was last year at least. So
yeah.
I'll talk to Jay and see what he's got brewing for that. Because I know he's big into that. So we'll get that going. We'll release details on here for sure. And you know what? To transition into our next topic, maybe I could get something for Rocket League on the Extra Life charity stream, because yesterday we had our debut 2v2 tournament, and it was great. There was great turnout. We did have 18 teams sign up originally. We did have a couple no-shows
Sure.
in the first round, which bound to happen. But I'll tell you what, once we got games lined up on stream, the action just got better and better. Everyone seemed to love it. Some things I'm going to look to tweak for the 3v3 tournament, but I do just want to give a shout out to Mercenary Esports, as they dominated almost everybody, and they defeated YRN in the finals. YRN was a very good team too.
Absolutely.
Something about Mercenary though. Mercenary and YRN were like the two clear-cut guys that, we saw them early and it was like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. And look at the bracket. Okay, they could match up in the finals here. Both those teams balled out. A lot of impressive performances, like Danilo in particular for YRN. Vorm on his side for Mercenary. It's a flat-out phenomenal play there. And just want to give a shout-out to Sultan and Jay. They were our broadcasters yesterday. They crushed it. They brought the energy. Did. They brought the knowledge. And, hey, this is something that we can definitely grow with in the future. And although I do want to say, because the highlight just came up, Apollo versus Impulse.
Oh my God, what a match that
was! That was I think the best match of the tournament. Those two just went back and forth. It went 3 games. Was a best of 3. And those two teams, I hope they sign up for the 3v3, because that was fun to watch. And I was impressed with all the talent that showed out in that whole tournament. So thank you to everyone who watched and participated. We're looking to grow this scene, and I think we started off with a great event to get our feet wet into Rocket League.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. The girlfriend and I actually watched the whole event. we both talked about how we kind of like to watch Rocket League, so we sat and watched the whole event. We were intrigued the entire time from start to finish. Of course, it had a bit of a slow start, like you said, with teams not showing. That's to be expected with the format that we had, so not unexpected at all. But we did get to see some fantastic Rocket League play. YRN and Mercenaries were kind of the stars of the show, as it were. But Apollo and Impulse had the match, or the game of the match, I think, that contest. The VOD will be up on the YouTube at some point this week. I'm going to probably get that up before I get the rest of the Overwatch stuff up, so that you guys can go relive this. And just some awesome plays. I wish I had more clips than the probably 4 or 5 I have here, but these were the only ones I had to throw on here. A lot of them from Apollo and Impulse for very good reasons. But yeah, that final, I was actually expecting to be a little bit closer than it was. Mercenary kind of ran away with it in the end, but YRN, the whole tournament, was just as dominant through their side of the bracket as Mercenary was. So that's why I was kind of surprised. And we did get to see probably the greatest save I have ever seen in Rocket League from Vic Joe, which I believe is the next clip for those watching on video. It is just incredible how this clip right here that we are seeing. Watch this ball, how close it gets. That ball is almost halfway in that net, and Vic Joe comes from, hashtag out of nowhere and just gets that ball out. I still don't understand how he got in position to get that save. Nope. That was wild.
I had to freaking mute my microphone because I'm in the Discord call with Sultan and Eternal J, and I'm talking, but I'm like, yeah, crap, I don't want to be on stream. I don't know if Sultan has my mic muted or anything like that. That play happens. I'm seeing it kind of form. I see him switch the camera. I mute the microphone right away. He got to it. Legitimately, I haven't watched a lot of Rocket League, but that play right there just made me a big fan of watching competitive Rocket League. And the absolutely phenomenal play. And the tournament was just so fun. It wrapped up in like 3.5 hours. Yeah, it wasn't long. And once those games once everyone was like, oh crap, we can be on CGL1. Then it was like, okay, let's wait until this game wraps up so we can play. And we were just cranking the games out back and forth. And hey, the teams that got streamed put on a show, and that's really all you can ask for. So 3v3 tournament, August 2nd. I'm hoping we get some more because that's a different style. Oh yeah, 2v2 and 3v3. It's only one player, but it makes a huge difference.
It really does.
So it'll be interesting to see. I think Impulse is going to sign up for that, and YRN and Mercenary as well. So, and I'm sure Apollo is going to sign up as well. So you're probably going to have 4 teams that you're familiar with if you watch this into the next event, and that's great to see.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait, and it'll be a slower paced game 3v3 than the 2v2. So once you watch this, the 2v2 is like wild. There's so much movement. With 3v3 you can have a set defender kind of stay back and help protect the goal almost at all times, so you don't get a lot of the free breakaway stuff that we saw a little bit like this clip here for those watching, where you just have a guy running free and it's a 1v1. You don't get a lot of that with the 3v3. So it will be a very different style, a lot less scoring, I would presume. I mean, we had some 5-4 type, quite a few, I think, 5-4 games within this tournament. I would be shocked if we saw a single 5-4 game in the 3v3.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more defense out of that one, and it'll just be interesting what other type of play styles we see in that tournament. But once again, hats off to Mercenary Esports and YRN, Impulse, and Apollo, everyone that showed up and played. They all did well, and it was a successful event. And hey, just once again, August 2nd, 3v3 tournament. Sign up. It's going to be cross-platform again. I think we only had a couple PC players, so even though it was completely cross-platform and open, you still saw mostly Xbox and PS4 teams. So hey, yeah, console coming out strong for a CGL tournament, which is awesome. So hats off to everybody once again.
And I think the casters kind of hinted at that in the intro of the tournament, that PC really doesn't lend itself to Rocket League as well. Even a lot of your players that even play on PC even use a controller. It's just something about the controls of the game. It's really hard to do with a mouse and keyboard, I think. So the controller seems to be the optimum way to control the cars in that way. And I can see that because you do want that kind of variance with the dual zone stick when it comes to the movements for those precise movements. So that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not surprised by that.
No, I would actually be I'd actually want to see someone play on mouse and keyboard, because I sit there and I don't know how you do it. There's so many like directional and angled movements you can make with the joystick, as you talked about. So
Right.
if anyone wants to stream Rocket League and play with mouse and keyboard, please let me know. I want to see how it's done. I want to see what it looks like.
Educate us.
Yeah, right. Give us the education. But yes, once again, 3v3 on August 2nd. And you know what? The CGL action doesn't stop with yesterday's stream of Rocket League, because today we have a $500 Apex Legends event. It's sponsored by NGH.
NHG.
Is it NHG? Why do I
Dyslexia.
keep mixing the G and the H? Yes, it's coming in on Sunday morning, full throttle. But NHG sponsoring this prize pool, $500, 2v2 event. The Apex events have been crushing it.
Mhm.
You get a lot of familiar faces, and this is going to be another one. Skate, you're going to be on the broadcast, so hey, tell me what you're expecting. You're going to be involved.
Yes, you won't hear the sweet sultry tones, but you know, we're ramping up to do that at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's why we're recording early, because I couldn't do it a little bit later. You were available, but that, you know, our schedules just sucked today, so we had to do it first thing in the morning. But I expect a good turnout for this event. We have an insane number of teams registered. I can go back through this Discord chat and try and see just how many we actually have signed up, because I think it was over 100 teams signed up for this 2v2, if I recall. Yeah, I don't see the numbers anywhere, but yeah, we have a ton of teams ready and raring to go. So, and it should be a good stream. Hopefully we can get some good plays in here, and the 2v2 plays a lot different than the 3v3, just like with Rocket League. The meta's a little bit differently with what you have, and we also have a new patch since our last Apex event. All those hero adjustments came in, so we'll have to see if we see the Gibraltar pick at all, because Gibraltar was such a big part of the meta pre-patch, and since his healing within the dome got nerfed down a little bit, I've actually seen a lot more Lifeline, because Lifeline can now res a player with her little heal bot, so she doesn't even have to stand there and heal you or res you. She can have the heal bot throw up a shield and res you. So it's a completely different style there. As I still try to deal with this fly, which I may have to make a montage of me swatting at this fly at this point.
Yeah, look, top 3 payouts. That first place prize, a nice $300. Always good to see. Yeah, I haven't played Apex in a little bit. I know a couple of my friends were really intrigued by how Lifeline is to be used now, and to see if she becomes, as the popular term, OP, and that, you know, that must pick. So if you want to learn strategies for 2v2, especially with the new patch, this is definitely the event for you to watch. 1 p.m. Eastern, and the Apex crew will be getting it nice and rolling.
Yes, we will have Corbeck and Llama77 on the broadcast, on the comms there for you. I will be running the ones and twos and the fancy stuff you see with your eyeballs, but they will be the ones tickling your eardrums.
Look at that. Away with words there, Skate. Away with words.
I'm a wordsmith.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Put this guy in the broadcast booth.
So how about that? Hot and heavy here. No double dipping for the weekend for
I have an update.
CGL1. You have an update.
172 teams.
172 teams. Holy crap. Is it a kill race?
Yes, it is a kill race format, 2v2, so.
That's awesome. Damn. Get ready to stack those kills in that 2v2.
It's going to take a big number.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be interesting to see what that winning number is going to be in the 2v2. I don't know.
And we're paying out 3 spots, too, so top 3 matters there.
So getting that top 3, keep slaying. What is it, a 3-hour kill race?
It is 3 hours. Yep.
3 hours. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, 3 hours. Okay, the totals are going to be high here,
Very
point
high.
wise. So, buckle up, strap yourself in, and get ready. 172 teams, 177 teams.
172
Just
right
told me.
now, I think. I don't know if they're
170.
still letting people enter or not. I don't really work on the admin side of Apex, so I couldn't tell you
right.
that. But, shoot, we might be at 200 before this thing starts, for all I know.
It's a massive turnout. So that's going to be awesome. Thank you to NHG. Did I get that? NGH?
Yeah,
NHG?
NHG, you had it right. Yep.
I'm just surprised with myself. Good job, man. The NHG stepping in and getting involved with the sponsor here. So hopefully that goes extremely well, and good luck to all the teams that signed up. And we'll be back to tell you who took away the prize money on the next episode of the breakdown. That's for sure.
Yes, we will.
Once again, we're going hot and heavy. Next week, though, there's not going to be a cast.
Nope.
On the CGL channel. It's been a long time.
Well, there won't be on the weekend. We're gonna have some PlayStation stuff leading up to. I don't think after, what is it, up until Wednesday? After Wednesday, I don't think we have anything. I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're off.
Yep. Yeah, the little off week for the holiday weekend. But that's it, because the following week we're coming back. Just looking throughout July. We have an event on the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, 17, 18, 19, 25th, and 26th. And look at the titles that are going to be played on CGL1.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and throw the schedule back up there. I know
schedule
it's a working document, and some of this is getting shifted around and moved, but this is the same schedule we showed you last week, just to kind of keep in mind of things.
Super Smash Brothers on the 9th. The 10th, we're doing Fantasy Strike, which is a fighting game. It looks really cool. That's going to be fun. Then
yes,
the
that
11th,
is a wild game if you've never watched it.
Definitely check into that. It's just so unique and bright and fun to watch.
It's not your standard. It's not your standard fighting game.
Mm-mm.
It's played a completely different style. It's not like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, where it's a ton of combo type things going on. It's a lot more like locked in. It looked like there were a lot less abilities and things that you can do, and it's a lot of timing and like counter picking type things.
It's the real mental war of the fighting game series. Compared, obviously you need to be in there, but this is a very tactical game when it comes to your fighting titles. Then the 11th, you have a Warzone kill race. I know we are doing a 2K tournament. I know we're fluctuating around the date for that. That might move. But the Kunoichi Clash, I think they're doing MK again, I believe. They have Halo on there as well. You have like 5 or 6 titles just in the month of July.
Yeah.
So eyes for everyone, or if you just like watching live competitive tournaments, check out some of these titles. You might find a new game that piques your interest. So July's just a jam-packed month, and I cannot believe it is June 28th, and it'll be July on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know.
It's gone way too quickly.
You remember when April felt like 3 months?
April felt like 3, and now everything feels like
a week,
2 weeks. Yeah. 1
like
week, 2 weeks. It's like, oh yeah, May, up and gone. A Memorial. We're over a month ago was Memorial Day.
That's insane.
It just doesn't feel like a month has gone by.
No, it doesn't.
And especially with all this content that we're going to have, July is going to fly by too. We're going to be sitting here midway through August going, oh yeah, remember July when we had 6 different titles going on and about 10 events throughout the month. And we'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right. Check out all the VODs on the YouTube.
Yeah.
But soon enough, that'll all go through. And hey, if you're at home, since, some states are opening up, but maybe you're not feeling safe going out anymore, turn on CGL1, and we will definitely have content to guide you through your weekend and your Friday nights, which is what everybody likes, and sometimes throughout the week as well, especially this week with PS4 Overwatch. Always the content that you're looking for, and we always have it for you. So if you ever have any questions about what's going on, and you want to know what events are coming up, we have the information for you. Check the website, consolegamingleague.com, and everything is up there. And all the game pages are getting linked to having to sign up and all that registration information on those pages as well. So go to that. That's the hub for everything, and for all tournaments coming up in the future as well. So July is going to be jam-packed.
Yes.
And oh crap, okay. We are up to the point where we get to ramble.
Yeah, I like to ramble.
We got through.
I was born a rambling man. That used to mean something else back when that song was written. Did you know that?
What was? No, I didn't.
Oh, a rambling man was like a how can I best describe this for PG purposes? A bit of a playboy, as it were. Would run around into town and try to pick up all the women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what a rambler man was.
A rambler is someone who doesn't like to settle down, who likes to keep moving. Okay. Hey, that's a nice little PG definition of it.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the most PG way to put it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it could have gone down a lot of different avenues there.
Yeah.
You did good though. You did good. So the rambling time now for the rambling men. Not the old definition. We are good gentlemen now.
Yes, we are locked in. We one's enough.
We are locked in. We're ready to go. Yeah. Very true. But not only is July packed with CGL content, Skate.
Yes,
it seems like we are on the verge of getting sports back
all at once.
And all at once, I'm surprised football's not deciding to hop in here early. And try to take over the world. But how about this? Baseball's supposed to start the 23rd or the 24th. The NBA players, I believe they have to get to Orlando by July 9th.
Yes.
Although I haven't heard really what the NHL is doing. I know the teams are practicing at their facilities, but I don't know if they have an exact start date yet or whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works in the NHL. I presume it's like the rest of the leagues where you have the Players Association that has to make an agreement with the ownership, I presume.
Yeah, I think so. I know they were the first one that said like, "Hey, we're coming back," and then you haven't heard anything since.
Not a thing.
So that's a little weird. Hockey, I guess, still floating around, but I think it's going to come back if the other ones come back. Now, I'm very excited for basketball.
I don't remember. I think it was basketball or baseball. I can't remember which one. But players were given an option to not play if they chose not to. They would not get paid, I think, for the season if they decided not to play, but it was up to the players if they wanted to go play in the league. They are not forced to go play in this league.
Yes. I know in the NBA, like Trevor Ariza is not playing, who plays for the Portland Trail Blazers, and a couple other guys. I know out of the 300, I think they had like 300 302 people tested. Only 16 tested positive for coronavirus, which is like 5% or something, probably smaller than that. So overall, you still don't want 16 people to come down and test positive.
You don't want any.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're testing to see if your plan that you came up with is going to work, when you get a small percentage like that, that's a good sign. I am worried just because Florida just seems to be going buck wild with cases right now. And then they're all going to be in Orlando and, the Disney complex. So a little worrisome there, but Friday night, they released the schedules for everybody. I cannot be more excited. I think the Sixers and Pacers play. I think it's both of their teams like fifth or sixth game. So, if you guys don't know, Skate is a Pacers fan since he is from Indiana, and I am a Sixers fan since I am from southeastern Pennsylvania. So, both of our teams are right around that 4 through 6 to 7 seed right there. So,
right,
it's going to be so weird that that first game,
such a layoff. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, this is so strange.
Milwaukee was so dominant in the East, but what if they come back and they're not
sluggish good just out of the gate?
Yeah, and maybe it takes them 12 games to get ready and get into game mode and playing NBA basketball again. In 12 games they could be out. There's 8 regular season games, and then they're starting the playoffs. If they struggle and go 2-10 in that stretch, and hey, they're not going to get swept, but
no.
But you don't know what's going to happen. Like these teams that are so strong, Lakers, Clippers, Bucks, Toronto, they all haven't played truly NBA style competitive basketball in 3 months. It's going to take time, and they're not backed up. That's what worries me about the Sixers. The Sixers had 2 losses at home when coronavirus hit, and now they're going to a neutral site where they had 8 road wins. They were 8-18 on the road. I don't know what type of team's going to show up.
Yeah, you don't know. And there are teams that just, play better on the road, and this may benefit them considering. The other factor is there's no fans.
No fans at all.
How is that going to play into the momentum of a game? Because basketball is such a momentum sport. If you've never sat down and watched an NBA game, once the momentum starts going, it is contagious among a team, and that's how runs happen in basketball. You just get hot and everybody starts doing it at the same time, and all of a sudden it's out of control. So you don't have that fan energy to feed off of from the crowd. It'll be interesting to see how this works. If a team gets down double digits, it's going to be hard to dig yourself back out.
Yeah, because that's a perfect point. Because say you're at home, you're down by 10, you get that big 3, and then your crowd's back in it again, and they're alive and they're making noise, and you get fuel off of that. It's that extra adrenaline rush that you get from the crowd. Or nothing's better than when you're the home team and you run off 6 to 8 plays in a row and hit a big dunk or a 3 and force that coach to call the timeout, and your fans the crowd just goes unglued. Nuts. And that's it's big in hockey, it's big in basketball. I know playoff baseball, it's really huge in the crowd noise with the batters and the pitchers, that's big. The pitchers can reel back and find that adrenaline. Yep.
And we just won't see
especially
that.
Especially 2 strike. We won't see it. It's going to be so interesting
that
to
2 strike, 2 out, the crowd comes alive. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I love playoff baseball. Man, oh, man.
Playoff baseball is great. I do enjoy playoff baseball. I don't ever watch regular season baseball, but I love playoff baseball.
It's so different. blows my mind.
Speaking of baseball, did you see that the sports books are now putting odds up to see who the first Astro will be to be hit by a pitch?
Holy crap, that's great.
There are odds makers out there, the first Astro to be hit by a pitch.
It's crazy that was such a huge story. And
all
now,
of my money's on Altuve, by the way.
You know what? I'd be right there with you. I think that perfectly it. You know, he was definitely wearing something when he didn't want to take your shirt off. There's a big part in that whole ordeal. And I'd say Altuve, that's a lock.
Yeah, and he bats high in the order, so
yeah, exactly. I think he bats first. I don't think
second.
He's leading off more. Yeah,
I think he's second now. I think he's hitting second.
I think it goes Springer, Altuve, and then probably Alex Bregman. That's probably
Bregman.
Their first three right there.
I was say it starts with a B. I couldn't remember his name. I'm pretty sure it's Bregman.
They might go plunk, plunk, plunk. That first game's going to be interesting to see how many Astros get hit.
Yeah, I would have bet on that. How many? I would an over/under.
It's crazy how huge that story was, and then obviously it disappeared with this.
I just realized, did we just open up the gates for a Skates bold prediction?
Yeah, I think we did.
So we're gonna have to make this official with Skates bold prediction. Jose Altuve will be the first Astro to be hit by a pitch this Major League season.
I do like it though. Like, I wouldn't hit George Springer, but I'd hit Altuve.
Oh yeah, Altuve's got it coming.
Like, I'd go Altuve 1. He's definitely, to me, the lock. It's second. I would probably go Bregman.
Yeah, probably.
Just because Altuve and Bregman had the biggest split in baseball. They do home and away, like turf, day night splits. It's the most statistical sport that's out there. If you're not a sports fan, baseball is literally all statistics. But I think Altuve and Bregman had the biggest splits differential with the years in question with this cheating scandal. So they're definitely the top two. Altuve is definitely going to get it. It'll probably be the fifth pitch of the game. That's going to be my
fifth pitch, huh? We're gonna
fifth pitch of the game.
So the leadoff man's gonna like ground out after a 2-1, and then the fifth pitch is gonna be right down the pipe at Altuve at 98 miles an hour.
Yep. And I'm right in the back or right in the thigh. Take your base.
Right in the meat.
Every team's going to be okay with that. Now, Altuve is only like 5'8", so...
Yeah, it's hard to hit. That's a small target. Dude's not a big dude.
Definitely don't want a headshot.
No
headshot. Just hit.
Keep it down. Keep that pitch down.
Keep it low. Did you see their rule of the extra innings will start with a runner on second base?
What? No.
Yep, it's been a rule in the minor leagues for, I think this would have been the third year of them doing it. But yes, the MLB has adopted it for the 60-game season. Extra innings will start with a runner on second base.
I blame college football for all of these wacky overtime rules. They have had the most wacky overtime rules. For the longest time, they've had the most wacky overtime rules, but it made sense given the circumstances for college football, because, back in the day, as it were, you didn't have a lot of scoring in college football, so it was the only way to break ties was to start the ball off on the 25-yard line and just try to score from there and just play it like a normal game, but you're starting at the 25-yard line for each team to have a possession. So at this point, everybody's trying to entice the scoring to try and break these ties, because I think Major League Baseball got sick of these 17, 18, 19 inning games. So I get it.
That's exactly it.
And
And
I just more of a tip of the cap probably. I say I blame college football, but it's really on them for figuring out that let's just entice the scoring and get out of here. Like, and because at the end of the day,
Yup.
I mean, it does increase like the anticipation of what's going to happen. Like it ratchets the pressure up a little bit more because they're right on the door and this is like do or die time. So you got to go now. You can't be conservative in overtime. You got to try and go out and win the game now.
Exactly. I'm just intrigued on what decides or how is it decided what runner is on second base. Like okay, if you're 4, 5, and 6 are due up, like which one of them are you taking the 3 who was the last out the inning before and putting him on second? Yeah,
I know
I
how
don't know how that would work.
Given the way the rule is that you're just magically putting someone on second base, I would not have it be anyone in the batting order. It must be a bench player, a pinch runner. It must be, and they do not end up in the order. They're just out there to run, so it doesn't affect the batting order.
Out there to run. That
the batting order stays the same.
That's actually very smart. I think that's really the only way you can do it.
Yeah, because otherwise, when you start like moving pieces around in the batting order, that's a lot of moving parts for that strategy. And I think you just have a pinch runner that comes in and is that guy. So then probably if you end up going 3 or 4 innings, you're probably gonna see the same guy out there each time.
Yeah,
which I think is an interesting concept to think about. It's like, oh well, then he can start figuring out these pitchers, and you keep changing the pitchers on him, and he doesn't know if he can jump to take the run to third. And I think it's an interesting concept to keep that same guy out there.
That definitely is. Wow. Yeah. Holy crap.
Don't worry, I'll fix sports. Just keep coming to me with the problems. I'll keep fixing them.
I hope that's the move because
I hope so too.
Yeah, because realistically, like, okay, you either are you going to take the leadoff man or the guy that was the last out the inning before?
Because you want a pinch runner in there, right? Like,
yeah.
So you're going to end up pulling a batter out of the lineup and making it, less, offensive to try and end the game. You're going to take some offensive power out by throwing a pinch runner in. So I think it's just a wild card type player where he's just kind of placed out there and he's not in the batting order.
I think that's got to be the move because eventually, okay, the idea is to have these games go 10, maybe 11, maybe 12 max.
Right.
But God forbid that the pitching and defense of a team really steps up. If you're using that guy in the lineup and you're going to eventually run out of position players.
Yeah.
Because they're going to try to put a fast guy in there that could score from second on a single.
Yeah.
And then, you're eventually going to run out of bench players. And
for those...
back to what it was.
Yeah, those people that don't know and may still have somehow stuck through this whole conversation that are not baseball fans. Baseball is not like any other sport where you're just going to sub players back in. It doesn't work that way in baseball.
Nope.
No.
You're out of the lineup. You are out.
You're done.
Game.
You're done when you're pulled from the game. Done. You do not come back in.
That is why they are the only sport that's had a tie in an all-star game in the last, 25 years.
Yeah, they just kind of threw their hands up. We're like, nah, we're out.
Nope. No, we can't bring one person back. It's done.
Yeah. God, what a wild sport. Now, at what point do we get the shootout in the NBA? Can we get that? Make it a free throw contest.
Make it a free throw.
You shoot them like technicals. Just like in hockey. And then you get to a first to miss scenario.
Yo.
Could you imagine the pressure of that free throw?
Free throws are somehow incredibly difficult to begin with.
You know what makes a free throw harder? The technical free throw. The free throw off a technical or a flagrant It is the hardest free throw in the game, especially in like crunch time. If you're under a minute and for some reason there's a technical or a flagrant that swings the game and you got to hit those free throws, it's just you standing there. There's nobody down on the boxes. Yeah. It's you and the entire world watching you.
Yeah.
The closest your teammate is half court. Like, he can't come any closer than that. Well, he might be able to get to the 3. I don't remember if they let him up to the 3 or not. I don't know what the rule is on that. I think they just have to be outside the 3, but
yeah, they always seem to just migrate to like half court, and oh man, yeah, you're right. You got freaking 10 dudes looking at you. All the referees are staring at you.
Yeah. Imagine if that's how they decided games like a shootout in the NHL.
After the third overtime, you just go to that.
Yeah.
Technical.
Now, see, in the NHL, they pull a player, don't they?
I think for playoffs they do 5-on-5 until someone scores.
I would say, because I thought at one point it was I saw a game that was like 3-on-3 or 4-on-4. They had pulled.
Yeah. In the regular season, they do overtime period of 3v3, and then if it's still tied, they go to a shootout. 3v3 hockey is like,
that is awesome.
Awesome.
That is great. That is like my favorite thing to watch. I saw that one time on my screen. I'm like, this is incredible. This is thrilling. I want to watch this regularly. Can we make that a rule across the playoffs too, where we just get 3-on-3 hockey?
Just get 3-on-3. It's so fun to watch.
I hate the shootout. It's like 2v2 in Rocket League. Like, it's just there's more moving parts, and you get more goal opportunities and shots on goal. It just makes it more exciting.
Just that rink's not huge, and you're already out there 5-on-5. When you get that 3-on-3 is perfect. The guys have more room, and the game has become a lot more skill than other than like Wayne Gretzky and obviously the stars of the older eras. Yeah. It was a lot of dump the puck and hit you and this and that. Where nowadays dudes are
unless you were the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, they just did whatever the hell they wanted and dominated.
Well, they just got up like a goal or two on you and then just suffocated the puck.
And then just suffocated the crap out of you.
Yeah, you just didn't get to touch the puck. They would just play it on the defensive line.
Yeah, that's true. Those teams, and I know some of those New Jersey Devils teams in the early 2000s when they won a couple cups. Those the same. If you got down 1,
you didn't get to touch the puck.
You maybe would have 2 or 3 chances to put that puck in the back of the net, but if you didn't, you're not touching that puck for the rest of the game. You're done.
Yeah, and I don't think you can do that anymore. I think they've adjusted the rules to prevent that with where men can be like on the ice. I think they've adjusted some of those rules. I'm not a hockey aficionado, but I do know that there were some rule adjustments to try and create that because nobody liked that. The players didn't like it. The fans didn't like it. Nobody liked it, but it was well within the rules to do that. So you could just kind of sit on the puck for the rest of the game.
And now, come on in. But Gary Bettman, we need more 3v3.
Yes.
That's for sure. All overtime should be 3v3. Maybe in the playoffs after the second one, maybe go 3v3. I don't know. But 3v3 hockey is great, and I'm glad you get that in at least some fashion.
I'll settle for 4v4 to start.
Yeah, 4v4 is great.
And then maybe like after. How about this? How about playoff hockey? Each overtime you lose a player.
I like it.
Until we have a winner. But it gets down to 1v1, it just becomes a shootout after that.
Becomes a shootout. It gets down to 1v1, then the mascots go for a period.
I think we just have goalie 1v1s.
Oh, that too. Or have the goalies.
But they have to wear the full gear. They have to wear the full gear.
They have to wear the full gear.
Now, you say that. We could get Zamboni drivers out there. I know a particular team that would have a distinct advantage.
That's very true. The
Zamboni
driver did come in clutch. I believe so.
The Colorado Avalanche, they didn't have a goalie, and they called in the Zamboni driver, and he pitched a shutout.
And he won. He got the dub.
The dude was and he made great plays. It wasn't like his team bailed him out. Like, he made some hella saves in that game. I saw the
Looked like
highlights.
a legit goalie.
Dude knows how to play.
Oh, that happened this season. God, that felt like 2
What
years
a
ago.
moment! Like, you don't get those kind of moments in the real world like that often. But it seems like in sports, there's like one of those a week that kind of happens where you're like, "This is incredible." There's no way, and it's better than anyone could write it from a story aspect. There will be a movie about that dude in the next few years.
Without a doubt.
I mean, we've made movies about lesser characters, so
we gave Billy Bean a movie, and he hasn't even won a World Series. But
that
no,
is a
Moneyball.
That is a fact. And the best part about it is the team that ended up winning with that philosophy wasn't even his team. So, for Red Sox.
It's so true.
It is. They went and got his dude. I mean, they went and got the players that Billy Bean wanted.
Oh man, damn, Billy Bean came up with a method, but couldn't execute it.
Yeah, dude just couldn't. I think, well, I don't think it's his fault. I think it's a lot of the scouts and stuff within the A's organization that ended up kind of screwing him over there. Like, he just never got the full reign to do what he wanted to do.
No.
Then you get a guy like Theo Epstein who's given the keys to the kingdom in Boston and just makes it happen.
I think the difference there was Theo, very intelligent man, but he was not afraid to spend money on guys he knew would benefit them long term.
You mean and take gambles on players like maybe Daisuke Matsuzaka?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me started on that.
There were some mistakes in there. But Oakland's problem was, I mean, they kept the pitchers. They kept Barry Zito for God knows how long, and like Mark Mulder, but like they let Tim Hudson go when he was hitting his prime. Their position players, they'd be good for 2 years and then they'd get rid of them. Where Theo, although he had some mistakes, Dustin Pedroia until the injuries was a phenomenal player.
MVP of the league.
He got a lot out of MVP. Manny, David Ortiz, like that Boston team had a great core.
And it was all brought up from within. Well, except for Ortiz, obviously. And
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the big role players, Lester was brought up from within that organization. You had a lot of good pitching talent. You had Pedro, who had been there for the longest time, kind of leading the way. And I had to go look this up because I couldn't remember the exact dollar amount. So Daisuke Matsuzaka, I wish I could tell you how many games he played as a Red Sox, but it wasn't many. The rights to negotiate with Daisuke Matsuzaka, the Red Sox paid $51 million just to talk to him.
51. That's the number I remember.
That wasn't even in his contract. They had to pay that before they negotiated a contract.
I was like, hey, if you want to talk, 51 million, please. Okay, great. Sign us up.
And it's not like they just randomly threw that number out there. It was a bidding contest between them, the Rangers, Mets, and Yankees. So a lot of people were interested, but still, $51 million to talk to a guy that nobody had really seen pitch because he was the star of the Japanese leagues.
And we heard about the infamous gyro ball.
Yeah, the gyro ball.
Slapping the tzatziki sauce on there before he let it out of the glove or let it out of his hand. Daisuke, man. Yeah. I think I watched his first start and I was just like, okay, I got to give this guy another chance.
Because he got lit up that first start.
Yeah. And then just further along it got, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It looks like he played 178 games in the major leagues.
Wow.
Across 8 seasons.
8 seasons.
170 games across 8 seasons. I mean, that's not terrible. That's
not terrible.
That's like, what, 6 full seasons-ish? Because you get about 30 starts-ish.
But when you pay a guy $51 million to talk to him,
Oh yeah.
You expect a
Oh
lot
yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with
They had 30 days, and if they didn't get a deal reached, he would be returned to his Japanese team. And the 51 million was just gone.
That whole situation, that whole bidding war and ordeal to get him there. It really was.
Oh, he also had a no-trade clause.
Oh yeah, you got a private parking spot too. Oh yeah,
he got the key to the city, I think, when he landed. Holy cow!
Oh yeah, he's running the Boston Celtics now too.
Yeah.
The only thing he wasn't allowed to touch was the Patriots.
He's got his own section at the Garden.
Oh my God, it's not Bobby Bonilla contract bad, but oh man,
God, it's not far behind.
Yeah, I actually think we're coming up on Bobby Bonilla Day here soon.
Are we?
I always forget what day that is. You know what?
Everybody break out your jerseys because he was such a star and got such a great contract. We know you all have a jersey.
Bobby Bonilla Day. Oh, it's July. It is coming up. It's July 1st.
Hey, this Wednesday.
Wow, he's still got 15 more years of getting paid $1.19 million every year on July 1st. He's got 15 more years. And we wonder why the Mets are trying to be sold right now.
And what sucked and what's wild is like 3 years ago they almost made the World Series.
Yep.
Because they took the Cubs to the limit. And they had what's his face out there pitching for him? Bartolo Colon.
Oh yeah, good old.
They had Bartolo pitching and almost beat that Cubs team.
They should have brought Bobby Bonilla back to play with Bartolo Colon.
Could you imagine if they would have beat the Cubs? I'd have been like, all right, Cubs fans. Now listen, I'm in Cubs country, so I get a lot of it from Cubs fans. They need to stop. They need to chill.
Shut it down.
They are as bad as Cowboys fans. It is legit that bad. Like, you guys won one title finally in 110 years. Win a couple more.
Yeah.
Like, you had your season or two where you got to shine that. Go do it again.
That's true, because I'll tell you right now, with that talent that Cubs roster has, the fact that I thought when they won the first one, I said they could win 2 or 3 in a row.
Oh yeah, it seemed like
and they haven't sniffed it since. That's absolutely crazy to me.
I think they got the last great season out of Lester.
Yes, I think so too.
And that was a big thing.
They've kind of did what the Phillies did, as like Phillies won in 08, went back in 09. Then they went all in on pitching.
Yeah.
And none of those moves, like, okay, Roy Halladay was great here, so was Cliff Lee, but it wasn't enough to get you back to the promised land, even with the talent. And to me, I'm just like, okay, the Cubs won with offense and had a couple good pitchers. Now they're trying to add pitching, and it's just not working out. So
yeah,
it's hard to win in baseball, and it's hard to repeatedly win in baseball.
It really is.
That
is until they reduce the size of the season. Once they reduce the size of the season, I think that'll help.
Yeah, I think so too. Cut it down to like 120.
God, 160 games is just too many.
Too many. You can start out 0-30 and realistically still have a chance at the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is
because you
bonkers.
Yeah, because like come July, you could win 25 games in July and be fine.
Yep. Yeah, you know you're going to need like 87 to 89 wins to be wild card contention. Yeah. So
we've seen teams we've seen teams blow 15, 20 game leads in divisions because of how many games you play.
Very true. 2007 Mets.
How many games was that they blew?
I think at one point they had like a 15 game lead, but I know it was like 7 games. The Phillies were down like 7 games with like 11 games left.
Yeah, I knew it was something insane, and like the Phillies just stopped losing.
Yep. And the Mets kept losing.
Yeah.
It's wild, but it's just like if you go 0-4 in football, you're
in trouble.
90% of the time you're done.
Oh, what is it, like 60%? Something like 60% of teams that start 0-2 in the NFL don't make the playoffs.
Yep, and that's just 2 games.
That's just your first 2 games.
Yeah, that's the first 2 games. You start 0-2, you're digging and clawing to get your way into wild card contention.
Yeah. In baseball, you haven't even broke in your jersey yet.
Yeah, for real. Your
still starchy.
Good. Yeah. So it's crazy. This is definitely going to be an interesting summer for sports, and I just hope football is still around in the fall.
I hope so too.
I'd still like college football to be in the fall too.
Please, I'm a bigger college football fan as of late than pro. I just love college football. It's going to suck to have college football with no fans, because that is the one game where fans matter. Like, if I could pick one game, it is college football. There's a reason why they have college football stadiums in the SEC that seat 100,000 people. That is a game for the fans. It is an atmosphere like none other. Yeah. I would rather have it with no fans than not have it at all, but gosh, it's going to be a while before we get 100,000 people at Texas A&M.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I know Ohio State was
they're like
they
80
said they
90,000 people.
They could cap it realistically. They'd want to cap it at 50,000, allowing 50,000 people. And it's just like, it seems like a high number, but then when you look what they can fit and just how much spacing you could do with fans at football games, like that's why football is the one sport to me that I don't think they'll have fans, but if they do, like that's the sport that can do it, because even at an NFL stadium, Lincoln Financial Field, it's 70,000. If they let 30,000 people into the stadium, they're spaced out enough to where you're not going to be like, oh man, everyone's crammed on top of each other.
Yeah, you could do the same thing at Lucas Oil here in Indy. It's a well-designed stadium. You could realistically probably get 40,000 people in Lucas Oil and still have them spaced out pretty well. Just given the design of the stadium. It's extremely well designed. There's like a center level that goes all the way around that even has standing room options if you wanted to opt for something like that. So, and it is an open air atmosphere, so you could open up the air and get some of that natural air in there, which does help a little bit. So we'll have to see. Man, that was a sports update, Witty.
Yeah, it really was.
We had a lot to cover. A lot has happened though.
A lot has happened.
And I don't know. We should have saved some of it for next week, because I don't know how much we're gonna have to talk about next week.
That's true.
Maybe we'll try and get a guest on next week.
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
Maybe we'll try and pull somebody in and chat with them, since we don't have a lot going on. Let us know in the comments if you're still listening.
Yeah. Oh, baseball? Oh, turn it off.
I feel you. I understand.
Still love you. It's okay.
This is the most exciting June baseball talk you will have, though. Usually June baseball talk is bad. It's atrocious.
Usually it's like, okay, we're winning. This guy's not injured. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
We're like 50 games into 160.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think we should wrap it up there. Just remember, everybody that is still listening and still watching, follow us on all of these social media platforms. Twitch, CGL1, you got the Facebook, Console Gaming League. You got the Twitter, Console Gaming League. You got our website, consolegamingleague.com. Check out the Apex event today. And if not, I hope you, and if you're watching this later on YouTube, I hope you did watch it, because I'm sure it was exciting. And congratulations to everybody. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have someone to interview and bring a third voice into this party. And hey, we'll keep the podcast rolling as long as you want them. Thank you very much, everybody. For Skate, I am Witty. We'll see you next week.